Hello everyone, hope everyone's having a great day today. And yes, we are on Helldivers. And I have fallen in love with this game like so many of you guys have. Now today I'm going to be pointing out a gun that really needs some love. It needs to be tuned up just a little bit. And some crazy little armor ideas I've had. So I don't want to waste anyone's time. Let's get into it. First up is the weapon. The counter sniper is a marksman rifle that really needs to be adjusted just a little bit. Now if you don't have it or haven't really got a chance to use it, let me show you what I'm talking about. Here is the Diligence, what the counter sniper is based off of. It handles well and is fairly snappy. And here is the counter sniper. And oh my god, this is atrocious. Now if you're sitting there thinking, yeah, it's supposed to feel like that, it has a bigger barrel and a bigger scope. You know what? You're right, I agree. This weapon should have a little more sway and a little weight to it. But this is way too much, especially when you compare it to the anti-material rifle, which has a much bigger barrel and the same amount of zoom. This is the anti-material rifle at 200 zoom. Once you zoom in, you can feel the weight and sway behind it, but it's still reasonable and manageable. And here is the counter sniper at same 200 zoom. The massive sway behind the scope just makes this damn near unusable, and is really holding this gun back in my opinion. Especially against automatons, because distance is kind of a key factor in order to fighting against them. Now I'm all for each weapon having its own personality and its own feel to it, and I don't think it should feel exactly as the Diligence does. But in the state it's in, it's not helping anybody. So if anyone at Arrowhead sees this, please, I know a lot of things are priority, like the crossplay issues and all the crashing that seem to be happening in the game. But when you guys get the chance, please give this weapon a little love. It's really holding it back. And now for anyone brave enough, please join me as we dive into some ideas that I just can't get out of my head for the armor. Now let's take this helmet for example. Given the design, I can't help but think, what if we had some ability to help reduce like weather effects on certain planets, like dust or rain, fog, or whatever the hell else you guys decide to throw at us. Now nothing too crazy, but on those planets where we have 2 or 3 different weather effects that's just obscuring our vision, this could really just make those missions a little more bearable. Another example is this helmet with the Dragon Ball Z type scouter on it. What if it grants you the ability to spot samples and ammo boxes at a greater distance? I'm not talking halfway across the map, but currently we can only spot things within about 10 meters of us. So with this perk equipped, we can push that up to like maybe 20 meters. Not the biggest difference, but it is a difference. This could be incredibly beneficial for everyone trying to get every single sample they can on a mission, or for when your resupply is on cooldown and you need to find some ammo because you got enemies chasing you down. Now if you made it this far in the video, I know I'm going to lose some of you guys at this, but please just hear me out, okay? Passive effects on capes. Now I got this idea from the cape description of the new Bot Slayer cape in the Cutting Edge Warbond, which states a cape that strikes a subroutine emulating fear into the CPUs of all automatons who conduct visual scans of it. Now after doing this, my imagination went wild and I started thinking, what if we have some kind of like rally or buff system behind capes, but with a little bit of a drawback? Taking with this cape for example, I came up with this, where wearing this cape would give your team a morale boost and slight movement speed increase when fighting against automatons. But the drawback is that once the automatons see you, whoever is wearing it has an increased chance of being focused by them by 20%. Now, I know no one likes to have a target paint on the back when fighting the bots, but this also in turn gives the team openings to flank and attack from the sides. For me at least, this adds another layer of roleplay and depth into the game that I really love, and it also really emphasizes team gameplay. Now I know this isn't everyone's kind of playstyle, so maybe we could reserve stuff like this to only specific capes, like this for example. But I really love this idea. It really makes you feel like you're a tank, you know? And speaking of tanks, let's move on to heavy armor. Now, I got this idea from Democracy Protects, another armor skill in the game, which gives 50% chance not to take lethal damage and prevents all damage from bleeding. Now let's take this Butcher armor for example, which is my favorite heavy armor in the game right now. Let's keep the medkit skill on it, but add something alongside it because it is heavy armor. Something like this. Thick skin, which has a 30% chance to have a projectile ricochet or cause a melee to deflect. That way we can still have skills like medkit on heavy armor, but have the heavy armor actually feel like heavy armor. I think adding this greatly increases the appeal and the trade-off of wearing heavy versus light or medium. For me at least, this really helps cement heavy find its place in the game. And might also entice some players not to depend on the shield generator so much and, the harder difficulties. Now, if anyone at Arrowhead is watching this and you like the ideas, please use them. Feel free to use them. Honestly, I don't even want credit. I love this game and I want it to be as flushed out as possible. And if at the very least, this is nothing more than just a baseline or a blueprint for what this game can become, I'm all for it. But anyways, guys, if you liked the video, please subscribe, like, and comment down below. Do you like some of the things I said? Do you have your own ideas of what you'd like to see in some armor? But as always, keep a kind heart, a keen mind, and a savage soul. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.